Hey there, YouTube. Today I experienced a first. I had somebody block me on Whatnot. I've been blocked on all sorts of social media platforms. I kind of expect it. Anytime you have any opinion, doesn't matter what that opinion is, somebody's not going to like it. Somebody's going to block you. In this case, I happen to know why I got blocked. The seller, and apparently he's like one of the top sellers on Whatnot, and he's probably a good guy. It was nothing against him personally. But I was watching one of his live streams here probably about a week ago, and the prices he was charging for some of the games that he was selling was just, I thought it was beyond the pale. And at the same time, it wasn't technically my business to say anything. And so, I'll own up to that mistake. I should just kept my mouth shut, not mess with anybody's business. If you can sell a game for way more than it's worth and make your profit, hey, you do you. I don't know. I don't know if it was just because I was super tired that night or it had been a long, frustrating day, but I was feeling snarky. And I was seeing games, and the starting price was like $10 for games that I knew good and well I could go down to GameStop right now and pick up for like $3, $2 sometimes. And all in the world I said was kind of overpriced for that game, dude. Immediately I was kicked out of the stream. I'm like, okay, I understand that. Same guy had a stream going tonight. I went to click on it. Even though I do think the dude's a little overpriced, I was like, occasionally he's going to have some stuff that's fair. Nah, this dude blocked me entirely. I'm like, okay. So, being the petty little man that I am, I just blocked him back. And it actually wasn't revenge. It was just like, well, if I can't get into streams and I can't watch the streams, there's no point in even being notified that there is a stream. And that was it. It actually wasn't out of any pettiness. It was just like, well, if I'm blocked, there's no point in having any connection. But anyway, on the subject of Whatnot, one of my very favorite sellers on the platform, Sloth Machine, sent out my latest purchase, and it was waiting for me today in my mailbox. And this time I actually remember what I ordered. And because I've ordered from him before a couple times, I expect that I'm going to get exactly what I paid for. Because if you're on Whatnot, if you've never dealt with Sloth Machine, 10 out of 10 recommend. Good dude, good seller, good product, good deals, good shipping. I just can't say enough good about Sloth Machine. But I thought, well, since I was going to make a video in which I was talking about getting banned from Whatnot, might as well follow that with opening up a Whatnot package. I remembered I got the game 3-pack. I got Red Faction. And I've never played this on PlayStation 2. I did, however, play and beat it on PC back in the day. Then he sent me Cue Ball. And I think this might have been like $5 for the bundle. But this was really what I bought it. I bought it for this. I love these jam packs. I'm dedicated to collecting as many of these as I can get. And then one of the next auctions he ran after that was for Splinter Cell 3D. So I'm excited to have another game for my 3DS because, frankly, despite the fact that I own 2 PlayStation 4s, a Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, honestly, and I don't know if this is something to do with my age or just how busy and hectic my life is, but my favorite platform to play on is the 3DS platform. In my case, it's a new 2DS XL that I got during COVID. I paid like $225 for it used. But you know what? Honestly, worth every penny. Absolutely love that little handheld. Because the other thing is, as a busy dad with 2 small children in the home, full-time job, got a lot of responsibilities. So and plus the fact that my kids kind of dominate the TV in the living room. I don't really have a lot of time to game, and when I do, I'm usually too damn tired from the day's events. So it's nice to have a platform that I can just pick up and put down. Play for a few minutes, put it down, pick it up again later. I think the 3DS line, honestly, is one of the most phenomenal platforms ever created. And I'm not saying that I'm not a Nintendo fanboy. I'm not a fanboy for any corporate entity, and I never did understand that whole Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo tribalism. Because to me, it's just silly having this unwavering loyalty to a corporate entity that honestly didn't care if you lived or died. But I digress. Everyone has their strengths and their weaknesses, and it just so happens that my favorite platform at the moment is Nintendo, and it's mainly for convenience more than anything. The main thrust of what I wanted to talk about this video, or in this video, and this is honestly really for my older gamers, my fellow older gamers, especially older dad gamers or older parent gamers. And I just wanted to talk about, being middle-aged. I'm pushing 50. How gaming for me has changed, especially in the last 10 to 15 years. When I discovered video games, I think I was 6. Pac-Man was brand new, and that was the first game I played there that I can remember playing, and played in the arcade. Fell in love with the game. And, it's just, the rest was history for me. As soon as I played my first video game, that was it. I was hooked. As I got to be an adult, a young adult, got married way younger than I should have. But when I was a new dad to my oldest child, who's 22, I got addicted to just playing video games. I mean, like, addicted. Like, staying up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning playing games. I think one of the first games I ever did that with was Morrowind on the original Xbox, and it got to where it was a pretty divisive subject for my ex-wife and I, and it caused a lot of fights. And well, anyway, if nothing else, I do learn from the mistakes of my past, and I was determined that wasn't going to happen with my current wife and my kids and my young ones that I have now, and it doesn't. They rarely ever see me pick up a controller, because I rarely do ever pick up a controller. When you have limited free time as a parent, I think it's better to spend that with your kids, with your family, interacting with them. I've come to see, even though I still love video games, I love the escape that it offers, but I guess to a degree, my interest and my taste are changing, in that video games not really like a burning passion for me anymore. And I don't want to say that it's like, oh, I finally outgrew them. I don't think you outgrow things that you love. But as you get older, especially when you have family responsibilities, work responsibilities, your priorities have to shift if you definitely want to keep some sort of peace in your life. And it's gotten to me the point now where the Xbox Series X that I had, that may very well be my last new console. I still haven't picked up a PlayStation 5, and the reason for that is I look at its library, and yeah, it has some great exclusives, but not a lot, at least not a lot that interests me. And I haven't seen any compelling reason to pick one up. And the fact that when I was at the height of my gaming addiction, online gaming was nascent at the time. And for a little while, especially when Halo 2 came out, I really enjoyed playing online. And I really did enjoy the social aspect of that. Somewhere along the line, I lost love for that, though. I absolutely hate online gaming now. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't pay monthly subscriptions to play online. I couldn't care less. I think that's why most of your Call of Duty games, Battlefields, and your sports titles, have no charm for me whatsoever. Like, I understand people play those games, and I think part of the reason I got to where I had a strong distaste for online gaming was the fact that I remember, and I can almost remember when it happened. I'd taken my oldest son at the time. I think he might have been 11 or 12 years old. He was big in PlayStation 3 at the time. And we went to a midnight launch event at the local GameStop for one of the Call of Duty games. And I think it might have been Black Ops 2, possibly. And it was a real fun time, and I was glad I got to let my oldest stay up late. The next day was a school day, but it was just one of those special moments. I was going to let him. If he wanted to experience it, as a dad, I wanted to let him experience, make that happen for him. So he gets it, and we get home a little bit. He plays it a little bit, and then shortly thereafter, I tried it, and I hopped onto the multiplayer. And there were already guys on there that seemed to have every square inch of every map like committed to memory, and it blew my mind. I mean, admittedly, I'm terrible at online games, but it was just kind of then that I figured out that whole arena was not meant for me. And plus, to say nothing. And I'm sure it's gotten better. It's been so long since I've gamed online that I don't know what sort of controls they have now as far as the kind of things people can say. But back when I last experienced it, trust me, they were saying some, I'm hearing every foul-mouthed 12 and 13-year-old regaling me with lurid tales of what he did to my mother the night before, or calling me any number of racial slurs. And I was just like, between that and these guys that don't have anything better to do, it's just rendering the whole thing just completely unenjoyable for me. But it's only getting stronger, and that's where gaming is going. And honestly, a lot of people, they say, well, even still, if you're not on online gaming, you can get in the new consoles just for the improvements in graphics. Maybe it's my old man eyes, but when I've seen plenty of gameplay from the PS5, but definitely from the Xbox Series X, I can't distinguish it from the prior generation. Some people's like, oh, well, this got 60 FPS, there's 120 FPS, and ray tracing. Look, bro, I don't care. Like, it looks great to me. I can still play a 360 or a PS3 game, and it still looks phenomenal to me. Like, I don't need games to look better. That's not a draw for me. What I need from games, if I was going to get into it again, like hot and heavy like I was, I need solid offline campaigns that are immersive and lengthy. That's why in the last probably 5 or 10 years, probably my favorite series in general that's come out, the new IP, was the Horizon series, Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. Absolutely love those games. Just deep, immersive, beautiful, great storytelling, voice acting. Like, it was all there. And it just seems like that sort of experience is not really the core of the industry anymore. It's not really what developers are shooting for. They want to get in, make as much money as they can, as quickly as they can, and get out and move on to the next thing. I think, I may have reached a point where, I guess it's the old man that's grumbling about the kids on his lawn, but I don't know. I feel like I've hit the end of the road as far as gaming goes. I feel like I've hit the stopping point. I like what I like. I like what I have. And I'm not so excited about what I see coming down the pike. But anyway, like I said, I still know a lot of men my age, that they'll just game and game and game and game for hours on end. And again, I'm all for doing what makes you happy. Like one of my last videos said, like, you're never too old to do what makes you happy. I don't know. Somewhere along the lines, my priorities have shifted. And I'm just, as much as I enjoy gaming, there are times where it's hard to not feel like it's a waste of time. It's hard to not feel like there's better things I could be doing with my time. Be cleaning something in the house. I could be helping my kids with the homework. They're just spending time with my kids. They're spending time with my wife. Because I don't think anybody, on their deathbed is ever going to look back and wish they'd sunk a few more hours into Call of Duty. I don't know. It's just a weird thing being an aging gamer. Being in that situation, share your thoughts. I mean, what's it like for you if you got kids and responsibilities? Like, what does the gaming to life balance look like for you, and how do you set it up? How do you prioritize it? Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.